station across the stars. And then...
Hey everyone, the True Blue here, and this StarCraft 2 video was recorded possibly in mid to late June, and you see here the Protoss player, and it was at the Blizzard conference in Korea, or one of the Blizzard events in Korea, kind of unannounced, kind of not sure how to get into it, and then you see the guy playing it on the computer right there. And from clicking through the video very quickly, I didn't want to spoil the whole thing, it appears to be a 2v2, or maybe a 2v2v2v2, you know, four pairs of players playing against one another. And this player, of course, the green Protoss, if you didn't know, it seems to be the case that the system they're using, you will always be green and your enemies will always be red. So I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but we'll see here. And he's allied with the Terran, and they're going up against various other players. And you see he's starting off with his Nexus, the regular blue minerals, not the high-yield yellow minerals that give 12 instead of 8, or I'm sure they might have changed it by now. But yeah, and their versus at least one other Protoss, and I did not see what other enemies, you know, they're facing up other opponents. I think they might just be up against two other Protosses. And since the Paris conference that was given by Blizzard about a month ago now, I guess, I doubt there's been any drastic graphical changes. So what you're seeing here as far as how the Nexuses look, how the units look, it's probably going to be the same for quite a while. Of course, they did get a wealth of feedback from all the games that were played. See the first gate going up for this Protoss player here. Let's call him Naura. Yeah, because he kind of looks like Naura. He has the glasses from behind. And so Naura's getting his first gate up, and it looks like he's also going to be getting his gas. Interesting. So instead of going for 2-gate or 3-gate, he's going to be teching first. And not necessarily a safe thing in StarCraft 1, unless you and your partner have decided on it. But it looks like from the video, this is just kind of a LAN setup, and people are just playing as many games, trying to, you know, ingest as much StarCraft 2 awesomeness into them as they can, so they can, you know, dream about it for months on end. And yeah, so hopefully he talked about it with his partner, and that he knows that he's not going to be getting, you know, going for nothing but gates, that he has a gas coming in. Anyway, like I said, they're going to getting a lot of feedback from all these games you see right here that are played, in addition to the games that were played by the gamers who were allowed to play it in Paris as well. So lots of feedback from people, what's unbalanced, what's not, and you see there his partner, I believe, getting his, it looked like his two barracks up, although it kind of flashed by kind of quickly, and now the second gate going, no, is that the first gate? I think you might have actually canceled it, and it looks like a forge as well. This is kind of definitely not what you would see in a, I'm pretty sure that's a forge. It looks like a StarCraft 1 forge, and again, like I said, yeah, it's definitely, and he's not building it. I'm not sure, maybe this guy is just, I mean, of course this isn't a serious professional game. We should not expect, and no, it's another gateway, so it's 2 gateways, right? We should not, and a 3rd gateway, okay, so 3 gateways now. That's interesting. And a 4th gateway, wow, I'm not sure how the economy works in StarCraft 2, but it looks like you can, either this guy was kind of behind, or he was considering something crazy like a 14 Nexus and decided to change his mind and instead go for these gateways, because he has 4 gateways warping in now. And in StarCraft 1, at this point, you would be seeing a few Zerglings running in, or maybe a scouting worker from one of your opponents. Let's see if any of that comes in. You see the first gate is in, and he has he has 3 probes on gas. Okay, so yeah, like the feedback from this game, you know, what about all these gates? And of course, if you saw the Blizzard games in the video that was on YouTube, the video that was circulated everywhere, where you know, they were broadcasting to the StarCraft community around the world, you know, they had the Blizzard employees playing against IC Cup players, and then you see some zealots from their enemy, which is of course always colored red. Your enemy's always red, as far as I know, and certainly that was the case in the Paris videos. And his allies being harassed by 4 or 5 zealots, and it looks like he only had 2 or 3 Marines out, so he might be in trouble. Unfortunately, his partner Naura, and now we're going to the part 2 of the videos. This video is split into 4 parts by the person who uploaded it, and so it might be a few scenes missing, but it looks like his partner had 4 or 5 Marines there. He was able to handle the zealot harass pretty well. I'm not sure how 4 Marines can handle 4 zealots, but apparently that is possible somehow in StarCraft, or maybe this guy sent over a few zealots. Okay, he does have a few zealots out in the field. Looks like he's about 3 plus 4 plus the other 4 is 8 zealots, and he's sending a scouting probe out, you saw towards the bottom right there. And if you see on the map there, it does look like it's set up for the 2v2v2v2, but they see that they've scouted their enemy at the bottom left. You see the red smudge there is where their enemy is, and it looks like he's setting up to take the, I guess that's the center, the top middle expansion, one of the top middle expansions, kind of equidistant, you know, distance from both him and his ally, so I guess that'd be easy for them to defend, kind of a natural progression. And this is a great, place for Blizzard, not only to test how well their builds work, but, the maps, all the different things. If you saw in the Paris video, there was this kind of a neutral building, and if you touched it, you could get sight over a certain map, a certain area of the map that you otherwise could not. And you see some stalkers are moving in to harass him while his zealots are out in the field. It looks like those are marauders, and they might be 2v1ing him so that he has wow. I guess that's a nullifier, and he's kind of in a bit of trouble there. 4 stalkers and 2 nullifiers. And, okay, they take down one of his gateways, and you see the camera flashes. There are lots of people watching these games. These games are terribly fascinating. Okay, he has a few zealots, but they're kind of just moving around until they get cornered, and they're going to be taken out. Okay, it's Marines. But he's in the red guy's base, the red, and it looks like there was a Phoenix or a Warp Prism, and maybe his ally came in and helped to save him. But anyway, you can see, okay, he looks like he might be trying to run and do some damage. Okay, no, it is a 2v1 with him, this green Protoss you see here, and his partner, and they're moving in with Marines and Zealots. It looks like they're right among the red Protoss's mineral lines, and the red Protoss only has 4 or 5 stalkers. That is nothing compared to oh my goodness, they're completely demolishing the red Protoss's base. This is great work by Naura here and his partner. I guess we'll call him Boxer, and Boxer and Naura are now all over this Red Terran base, and this Red Terran is done for. And this game looks like GG, but I know this video goes on longer, as you can see as well, so maybe there might be some kind of comeback. Yeah, but in the meantime, from this showing, at the Blizzard conference and also at the Korean events, there's lots of camcorder footage being uploaded to the various Korean kind of YouTube-style video sites that are really, coming up all over the place. But this footage isn't, it's not like you can find hundreds of videos, otherwise there'd be so many videos. If you search on YouTube, it looks like they've abandoned the base or have been wiped out. Their attacking force. I'm not sure. Maybe they, like it does happen in 2v2 that if you just disable an opponent, you don't want to commit your forces. You want your forces, your assets to be as available as possible at all times. You don't want it to be the case that while your whole army and your allies' army is demolishing, finishing up the cleanup job, so to speak, at your enemy, who's now pretty much powerless, that one of you gets attacked by the fresh army of his partner. Once you kind of make a guy useless, then you set your army out and see if there's other things you can do. And now there is a Colossus. Okay, the red Protoss is, maybe it's a last-ditch attack. 5 stalkers and a Colossus, and the Colossus is going to make mincemeat of those zealots. I'm not sure if the green Protoss Naura here, if Naura has enough defense for this. It looks like he has. He's sending some probes. He's not really paying attention. Oh wow, 4 stalkers and a Colossus. It is pretty strong at this particular point because he does not have any army next to his base. If that Colossus, and you see the video has gone to another part, and he's sending out stalkers of his own, if that Colossus can get close enough to those probes are going to be dust. Anyway, yeah, as far as the camcorder footage goes, a lot of it is being pulled from